Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are very excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Clarissa, and I'll be your facilitator this evening. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You also have a Q&A button on your screen that you can use to ask questions to our presenters at any time. And if you do have a question for a specific school, be sure to mention them within your question. The presentation is also being recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/Ohio. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is John Carroll University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adam Parliament. I'm one of the assistant directors of enrollment at John Carroll University. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. Really happy to meet with you. I will be happy to answer any and all questions after I'm done speaking and after the event is over. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. But I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can all see a little bit more about John Carroll University and kind of what we're all about. So you should be seeing the slide about John Carroll right now. And a couple important fast facts for us and important things to know is number one, we are located about 15 minutes outside of Cleveland. So our students really love it for our location. That's one of the huge things for us. We are tucked back in a historically residential neighborhood. You can see that within the picture in this slide. And it's within University Heights, but we're about 15 minutes from downtown Center City, Cleveland, which houses so many amazing opportunities for our students in terms of internships, co-ops, job opportunities, but also really fun things to do. So whether our students are going downtown to see a show at Playhouse Square, which is the second largest theater district in the country outside of Times Square, or whether going to one of our metro parks, many people don't know, but Cleveland actually has the largest metro park system in the entire country. Or our students go to West Side Market or one of the professional sports teams games, whatever it may be, our students are really active and involved within the city of Cleveland. But getting back to John Carroll itself, we have about 3,100 undergraduates on campus with a graduate population that fluctuates between 500 and 700. We have just over 70 different areas of study, major, minor, and concentration, ranging from very liberal arts-based programs like your education, communication, psychology, sociology, art history, to your very STEM-based programs, biology, chemistry, biochem, mathematics, engineering, physics, and then kind of in the middle, which I would say is our Bowler College of Business, which externally we're very well known for. So whether you're a STEM person, a liberal arts person, a business person, or like I was, an I don't know person, we really feel like we have something for you because we are a true liberal arts institution. We have a liberal arts core, and it's something that we believe really strongly in. Something that developed our liberal arts core that's really personal to who we are is we are a Jesuit Catholic university. We are one of 27 Jesuit schools around the country. Others that you may have heard of but maybe didn't know were Jesuit schools: Georgetown, Boston College, Xavier, Marquette, Gonzaga, Butler, we're all Jesuit schools. So really believing in that whole person. We're going to cover you in terms of education, providing you with amazing opportunities, connections, and an incredible alumni network, but also developing you as a person is really important here at John Carroll. Think about the person that you were 4 years ago and the person that you are today. Now think about where you might be in another 4 years. And here we have a really strong focus in that. We also have a lot of really fun things on campus, over 100 different student-run organizations. Our students performed over 146,000 hours of service work in the year before the pandemic, which ranks us among the top percentage schools in the country, which is something that we're very proud of as well. We have fraternities and sororities if Greek life is important to you, and we have 23 NCAA Division III athletics if you are interested in sports. If not at the varsity level, we have a lot of club sports, intramural sports, and just a lot of really fun things going on. Something that we're really well known for overall is our ability to connect our students with the community, whether that's in Cleveland, around Ohio, around the nation, or internationally. We have over 40,000 alums in all 50 states and 23 countries. So when you go to apply for that job or internship, we connect you with those alums in that area to give you a better idea of what to expect, to get you their experience, their knowledge, what they've gone through, what they've felt. When it comes time for application for you seniors, we are a common application school. It's free to apply. If you're admitted to John Carroll, you find out what merit scholarship you earned when you're admitted, which ranges from $14,000 up to $27,000 per year in scholarship funding. And that's a really nice thing is you can find out where you stand financially with John Carroll without paying us $1 for anything. As an enrollment manager, we are here to be your one-stop shop point of contact. So anytime you have questions about dates, deadlines, applications, events on campus, majors, if you want to talk to a professor, if you want to speak with a student one-on-one through Zoom or in person, if you want to come and meet with us on campus, all you have to do is reach out to us, ask us the questions you have, and we'll get the answers to you. We avoid you playing phone tag with different departments and waiting to get a response back. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it out for you. And that's that personal touch that we really apply here at John Carroll. A couple cool things that we've just started is, number one, we are test optional this year and next year. So if you want to apply, you can either apply with just having your essay and letters of recommendation and GPA considered, or all of those things and your test score. So it is completely up to you. If you're on that fence and you don't know which one to do, should I submit a test score? Should I not? I don't know. Once again, just reach out to us, ask us, and we'll tell you based off of different factors like your GPA and things like that. Another nice thing is our new Ignatian Heritage Scholarship. If you come from a Jesuit or Catholic high school background, you can qualify to apply for that scholarship, which has multiple awarding tiers. Top tier being tuition, room and board covered. And then you can get tuition covered, you can get room and board covered. So really amazing scholarship opportunity. Beyond these merit awards and the Ignatian Heritage, we offer literally hundreds of scholarships for our students. So we make it free to apply. We make it free to find out where you stand financially. We have abundance of scholarships you can apply for. So come check us out. The number one thing I recommend people to do is to visit a campus, whether it's us or any of the other great schools here tonight. Just come and check our campus out. Walk around with our tour guides, ask them questions, come for an information session with me. I'll answer hopefully a lot of those questions for you, and you'll really get a sense whether John Carroll could be a good place for you or not. This is a huge decision. A lot of people forget that you're going to be living there for the next 4 years. So make sure it's at a place that you feel comfortable and happy. I call it the big three. You have to find a place that works for you academically, personally, and financially. So come here, see if it works for you personally, check out the amazing programs we have, and I'll know that it'll work for you academically. And then look into our scholarships, our merit awards, all the things that we offer, and see if it works for you financially. When it comes to in the classroom, we have you covered. Our average classroom size is between 15 and 20 students, and that's something that we're super proud of. So come check us out. Thank you all so much for coming here tonight, and I'll be happy to talk with you all after this. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have the University of Akron.
Hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Johnson Benson. I'm a Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at the University of Akron and a proud two-time graduate. So I am going to, hopefully, here we go, share a little bit of information about the University of Akron and specifically why students choose UA. So not only do we have a dynamic student population and outstanding programs that are both nationally and internationally ranked, we have opportunities for real-world experience. Being 5 minutes from downtown Akron, Ohio, definitely affords you the opportunities for research, clinical rotations, co-ops, and internships. And 92% of our recent graduates were continuing education or employed within 6 months of graduation. So we're very proud of that. Our campus is gorgeous, so of course we invite you to visit us. We have a nationally ranked rec center and some other amazing facilities on campus as well. Over 340 student organizations and clubs. We are Division I. We play in the Mid-American Conference, and you can go to every single home game of any sport for free. And of course, the Akron area being the 5th largest city in the state of Ohio by population. So other things that you can take advantage of are, of course, living on campus. We have traditional apartment style and gender inclusive housing. We do have a 1-year live-on requirement. We have reduced our rates to make it even more affordable for you to have a residential experience. We provide free laundry, central air in every single residence hall room. We allow you to personalize your experience as well. So that means that you can choose your building, your floor, your room, your bed space, and your roommate. So it's really individualized to each student. And we have about 10 residence halls to choose from. So we do have campus dining options as well. Here are just a few. If you do live on, you are required to have a meal plan. But if you live in our apartment complex, which you can, because there are no restrictions for first-year students, including bringing your car, which you're more than welcome to do, you do not have to have a dining plan if you plan on living in our apartment complex on campus. Our application process is super easy. We have 2 options, the common application and of course uakron.edu/apply. Neither require an essay. We will look at your high school transcripts. We are test optional for the class of 2022. And we will waive your application fee as long as you apply before January 1st for the class of 2022. After we review all of your materials, you'll get an acceptance packet. And that packet will give you the next steps in enrollment, any scholarships for merit if you qualify, as well as get you access to the housing application upon confirmation. So the Williams Honors College is a separate application, but definitely taking the time to do it is well worth it. We have a 3.5 GPA minimum requirement, 27 ACT or 1280 SAT. And just as a reminder, you can be considered not only test optional for admission and scholarships, but also for our Williams Honors College. So some additional perks, another scholarship opportunity, priority registration, you have honors advisors, and you have honors courses that you can take as an honors student. And pictured here is our honors complex that you can choose to live in residentially as well. So I definitely encourage you to look into this opportunity if you are interested in our Williams Honors College. As I mentioned before, we pride ourselves on being very affordable for students, specifically our Ohio residents. We do lock in your tuition and fees for 4 years. The Presidential Scholarship is our merit-based program, so that will be reviewed upon application. And then we do have opportunities that you can apply for, including our Goodyear Driving Opportunity Scholarship, which is a full tuition and fee scholarship, as well as our Private Endowed Scholarship, which is a 1-year award, but you can apply every single year you're a student. We do accept multiple forms of alternative credit as well, so AP, 3s or better, CCP coursework, and of course IB. So tuition and fees for the year, we allow students to take 12 to 18 credits for the price of 12. So tuition and fees is a little over $11,000. With on-campus housing rates and meal plans, they do differ since we have so many variety of options. So your total cost of attendance is going to start at about $21,000 and go up to a little over $24,000 per year. 81% of our students do qualify for some type of financial aid. So I always encourage students to engage with us here at UA. We have multiple opportunities for you to visit both in person and virtually. So we have in-person visits Monday through Friday, twice a day. We also have special sessions on Saturday. We have virtual topic special sessions, academic programs, financial aid. You can actually be put in touch with a current student or faculty member. Our fall visit day is November 5th. So if you're interested in seeing us on campus, please register. So I hope to see you on campus very soon. And I will drop some information in the chat for you, as well as my contact.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have Wabash College.
Awesome. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. We're all, I feel like, Zoom pros now. So let me go ahead and pull up my presentation. Okay. All right, everyone. Hello, my name is Lauren J, and I'm a Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Wabash. And for those of you who are not familiar with where we're located, you might also be directionally challenged like myself. Not to worry, we are 45 minutes northwest of Indianapolis and located in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Our students, we have a smaller population than some of the other schools on the call. So we have 900 students, and they hail from 31 states and 19 countries. In addition, we also have about 22% of our students are coming from multicultural or international backgrounds. And with having such a small student population, we really can specialize and individualize your learning environment. So as you can see, we have a student to faculty ratio of about 10 to 1. And when you're in class, if you were a student who, similar to Wabash, I went to a small private liberal arts school, and I love to ask questions. I love to participate in class. And if that appeals to you, or if that is the type of learning environment that you thrive in, then look no further than looking at a school like Wabash, where we do have our faculty who have their terminal degrees. So none of your classes are taught by TAs, and our students are meeting with faculty 9, 10 o'clock at night in person at the library. So some of our students who have extracurricular activities, practice, you name it, they're not able to make the allotted time to meet with their professors, but our professors go above and beyond and meet with students one-on-one. What's nice about being at a liberal arts school is that we actually don't require students to declare their major until the spring of their sophomore year. So there at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that we have about 39 majors and minors, and we don't ask students to choose. I tell students all the time when I'm meeting them on the road, at 17 and 18 years old, you might not know what you want to do, and that's okay. We embrace curiosity here. And if you don't know exactly what you want to do just yet, come to Wabash, take classes in a wide variety of areas. And when you finally discover your passion, you can go ahead and declare your major. But outside of that, what are some other added benefits of going to a small private liberal arts school? You'll see there's a lot of awesome benefits. Number one being Princeton Review says we have the #1 alumni network. And that comes with a lot of great things. So first and foremost, networking. So similar to what my colleagues have said earlier, it really is who you know in life. And our alumni are reaching out to prospective students, to current students, and helping them find opportunities outside of the classroom. So you'll also see there, we're #3 for internships as well. This past summer, 93% of our students had a paid summer internship, 93%. Which is pretty impressive because when you're thinking about your next step after undergrad, you want to make sure that you have a resume that is impressive to employers, to graduate programs. And so bolstering it with experiences, with networking is really going to help students elevate themselves to that next level. You'll see here that we also have a really strong career services. And so again, individuals and staff who are going to work with your son if you were to attend Wabash, and making sure that he makes all the right connections and gets those internships to really strengthen that resume. But another added benefit of being at a small private liberal arts school with our alumni comes a lot of financial benefits. So not pictured on this slide here, actually every single Wabash man within his 4 years is actually guaranteed an immersion trip. So due to our generous alumni, they make it possible for every Wabash student, regardless of his financial background, to study abroad. So that is another added benefit of being at a small school. But you'll also see that we have a lot of graduate success as well. So we have a 94% acceptance rate into medical school, as well as an 88% acceptance rate into law school. So getting those, again, internships, those experiences outside of the classroom is going to be so important, especially if your next step is going to be a graduate program. But outside of that, when you graduate, you want to make sure that your investment in your education is going to lead to some exciting outcomes. So if you'll see there, the upper kind of right-hand corner, 98% career placement after graduation, so within 6 months. And that's really high. And so you want to make sure, hey, if I'm going to invest my time in education and money into my college, I want to make sure that I'm going to have something lined up. For those of you who have seniors on the call, something that I remember dreading when people would ask me is, what are you going to do after graduation? And hey, if you know you're going to be set up for success, have something lined up when you're in college, that makes senior year a whole lot easier than not. So also wanted to highlight is you'll be joining the ranks of alumni who, again, #3 in terms of highest earning alumni in the state of Indiana. And by mid-career, their average median salary is $143,800. So again, if all of that sounds good to you, that personalized education environment, career services, all of that, then look no further than applying. So I think, Clarissa, am I getting close to time? Okay, so real quick, everyone, common application, Wabash application, we are free to apply to. We are also test optional and essay optional. So if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you so much for your time. I wish you and your family all the best with the college search process.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As a reminder to our participants, if you guys have any questions for the institutions you are hearing from today, definitely don't hesitate to put those in the Q&A down below. Up next, we have University of St. Thomas.
Hey team, my name is Elise DeWald and I'm here with the University of St. Thomas. I'm really thrilled to be here on this call with you this evening. So some background about St. Thomas. We are a school of 6,000 undergraduate students and 10,000 total students. We are located primarily in the Minneapolis-St. Paul Twin Cities. Our undergraduate students will be on the St. Paul campus, which if you are unfamiliar with Minneapolis-St. Paul tends to be the more residential of the two. Lots of locally owned coffee shops, family-owned restaurants and bookstores and stuff sort of scattered throughout the neighborhood. Right up against the Mississippi River. It has this really quaint sort of college town feel, but we're in a major metropolitan area. So our graduate students, which our undergraduate students can access at all points throughout the week, even on weekends. Our graduate students are in our downtown Minneapolis campus, which has all of the amenities of a major city, all pro sports teams, one of the best theater districts in the country, 17 Fortune 500 companies, and a whole bunch of nonprofits that will all recruit and work with our students and hire our students after they graduate. The Twin Cities were recently named one of the best places for recent college grads to have their first job. And all of these employers are heavily recruiting our St. Thomas students. Less often visited, and unfortunately we cannot provide free transportation to our third campus. It's located in Rome. Our Bernardi campus hosts several of our studying abroad programs. 60% of our students will travel off campus or will study abroad at least once over their 4 years. If Rome is not on your students list, fear not, we have over 100 programs sending students to nearly 50 countries. As far as academics go, we have large school opportunities, but within a small school setting. So we have over 150 majors and minors that students can choose from. You'll see our largest majors, including business and engineering. We have about a dozen business majors and 4 different engineering majors that do not require a separate application. And our average classroom size is going to be around 21 students with a 14:1 student to faculty ratio with all classes taught by professors. So you're going to get that small school attention from a school that's going to have a variety of different majors for you to choose from. Some of our unique majors are also highlighted, including our new nursing major, which is scheduled to start in the fall of 22. So any seniors on the call right now, you'll have the chance to be a part of our very first nursing major. There will be an application process at the end of students' first years. So while not direct entry, still a great opportunity for you. Outside the classroom, our students are involved in a bunch of different areas. We have a 2-year residency requirement for all first and second year students. So a really great way to get to know your new classmates who are coming from all over the country and all over the world to learn at St. Thomas. One of our biggest updates comes from athletics. We recently went from Division III athletics to Division I. That became official July 1st. And we were the first school in the NCAA's modern era to do so. So all of our varsity sports are Division I, and we also have club and intramural opportunities for all of our major sports too. And then lastly, Faith and takes up some of our other extracurricular organizations. Sometimes I hear the question, do I have to be Catholic to attend St. Thomas, since St. Thomas is a Catholic affiliated institution? And the answer is no. In fact, about half the student population do not identify as Catholic, and the only way that they would be interfacing with the religious affiliation is through the one required theology class that all students will take over their 4 years. But if students want to really engage, there's several opportunities to do so. And I sort of love how our Catholic identity sort of influences our mission of servicing the common good, which plays out in a bunch of other areas of campus too. Lastly, I'll go over the application process. We have 2 deadlines that students can choose to apply for. We have an early action deadline, which is November 1st. So while it's coming up, still plenty of time to get something together. And then if you apply by then, you will be notified about your admission status and your admission scholarship by December 15th at the latest. And then we also have a second deadline for regular decision with a February 15th notification. Regardless of which application you apply for, you still have until May 1st to let us know what your plans are. We are a test optional institution as well, so no need to submit your test scores or have them reviewed in your application unless you want us to. As far as how to apply, you can apply either through the St. Thomas application or through the common application, no preference for one over the other. And if you are interested in applying for any need-based financial aid, our students who'd be applying from out of state would be completing the free application for federal student aid. Lastly, I want to thank you all so much for your time on this call today. If you are interested in St. Thomas and like what you see, there are a bunch of visit options. We actually just had an in-person event today, but we also offer some personalized options for students too, both in-person or virtual. And for any students who still have St. Thomas on their list as seniors in high school, would love to offer you the opportunity to visit as an admitted student to get more of a sense for what being a Tommy can be like. That's all for now. I'll throw my info in the chat and looking forward to continuing the rest of our time together.
Thank you for that presentation. I would like to let everybody know that unfortunately, University of Mount Union and Wilberforce University were unable to join us. They have asked that any interested students, parents, counselors to please go directly to their website for more information and to contact them directly through their means of communication. With this, it does mean we do have some time left in our programming, so we are going to do a quick Q&A with the representatives that we do have with us today. So I'm going to invite them all to respond to this question for all of you, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I will let John Carroll University to get us started.
Thank you. I would say the number one thing I recommend people to do is just to start visiting schools. I said it during my presentation, but just start visiting as many schools as you can. It'll really help to give you a sense of what the right place might be for you. So I would say, whether it's, if you don't know anything about a school and you haven't visited any schools or anything like that, and you don't know whether you're interested in a public or private or a big or small or whatever it may be, just start visiting different kinds of schools. Trust your instincts. You can walk around a campus 15, 20 minutes and get a feel if it might be the right place for you or not. Ask questions. Go on an official tour, talk to the current students, sit in on a presentation, have your parents ask questions to what we do. We are here to help you, but really the best way to know if John Carroll or any other school is the right place for you is to visit that school.
University of Akron.
Yeah, so the one thing that I always tell students, parents, and support systems for those that are going through the college search process is to never be afraid to ask for a one-on-one visit and a personal visit. That's how you really get to know what campus is like, get to know an individual that can advocate for you on campus. Typically, if you have an opportunity to do one of those individualized visits, you'll have a better understanding of connecting with students, with your tour guide, and really get a sense for whatever university or college you're thinking about attending. So I definitely encourage you to reach out to schools that your students may be interested in and see if that's a possibility. Hopefully everyone will be as accommodating as possible.
Wabash College.
Yes, so for everyone on the call, a lot of what my colleagues have already said, I would agree with, but I also would add too, your students should definitely be engaging with the current students on campus. So, you're going to get, of course, our best photos, our best brochures and everything when you come and visit us. But you want to make sure you're getting that full authentic feel. And students describe it to me as, okay, Lauren, what's the vibe? What's the vibe of campus? And I encourage them. I said, look, don't just hear it from me. Don't just hear it from the coaches. If you're talking to them or the faculty, talk to the current students. Ask them the same questions that you ask us. I think it's really important to get that authentic view. And you can't do that unless you guys do your homework yourselves. So communicating with the current students is a great way to do that. And I would say if schools are offering it pending COVID, look to do an overnight stay. I know different schools have different policies regarding COVID. However, if the school is open to hosting your student overnight, that might be a really good indication of getting that vibe and that gut feeling. Because again, as my colleague has said before, if you don't visit, you're not going to know whether or not that school is for you. So definitely those would be my two added piece of advice.
University of St. Thomas.
Lauren, you took mine, but that's okay. In addition to retweeting connecting with students, I would actually give the advice to students to not feel pressure to have that aha moment, especially when they're visiting schools or when they're searching for schools. I think something that a lot of times that is romanticized is like, you're going to come onto campus and you're just going to know. You're going to step on and you're going to immediately see yourself going to school there. And maybe that won't happen after you've visited multiple schools and maybe after you've visited them a few times. And that's okay. And I think that's part of a bigger question of like, your college search is your own. So don't be afraid to just think about which school just makes the most sense for reasons other than like those perceived warm, fuzzy feelings. Because wherever you end up is going to be the right choice for you.
Thank you everyone for those wonderful pieces of advice. I'm going to move on to a second question, which is what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? And again, I'll let John Carroll get us started.
I would say that something that is really important to remember about John Carroll University in particular that I like to talk about is our location. We are perfectly located 15 minutes outside of Cleveland, but still tucked back in a very historically residential neighborhood. It gives you that real sense of community and feel because you are on one continuous university campus that takes you 10 to 15 minutes to walk from one side to the other. That gives you that John Carroll feel, that sense of community where everybody is in one place and there for the same reason. But then you're 15 minutes away from a major city that houses so many incredible opportunities for jobs, internships, and then also really fun things to do when you want to get off campus. And because our freshmen can bring cars, whether you want our transportation system, the public transportation system, or you want to drive your own car back and forth, I really think that our location is one of the shining stars for our students.
University of Akron.
The one thing I want students to remember about the University of Akron is that we are a university of opportunity. So everything from our holistic review of your application to providing you opportunities to become a leader on our campus and then take those skills out into the world. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is making sure that you have all the support and opportunity to really grow as a student and as a human on our campus.
Wabash College.
Yes. So for me, I would say definitely that for Wabash, the main thing that I would want you guys to focus on is absolutely the outcomes and our numbers. I mean, I feel very confident in saying that I try to always base my statements on data and based on certain rankings and opportunities that we have as well. Young men in this country are graduating in 4 years at a rate of less than 30%. And for Wabash men, they're graduating well over double that. So thinking about placement rates, thinking about outcomes is really important. And again, if you're looking at a small private liberal arts school, we are going to be a little more expensive than our friends who are not small private liberal arts schools. So you want to make sure that your investment is worth it. And we have the numbers to back that up. So again, to reiterate, our placement rate within 6 months of graduation is 98%. Our mid-career salary is $143,800. But then I didn't have this on the slide, but 0 to 5 years out, our students average $69,800 in their salary. And one thing that's really cool is that we actually are the only school in Indiana that offers what is called the Loan Repayment Assistance Program. So for any of our students who do apply early decision, if you make less than $55,000 coming out of school, we will actually reimburse you for your loans whether they are student federal loans, Parent Plus loans, or private loans. So again, that's our financial safety net, but we want to make sure if you're going to invest your time and money into our education, that you're going to walk away with not only hopefully that first paying job, but also honestly a life of choices. So thank you.
University of St. Thomas.
The one thing I hope students remember about St. Thomas is sort of like an outcome of our size. We really have, to sort of repeat something that I shared earlier, all those opportunities and all that school spirit that comes with being at a large school, where students are really active 24/7, but then also like going to larger scale sporting events, in being involved in those more popular, larger majors that are going to be less common at the undergraduate level, such as data analytics, such as any of our 12 business majors, including entrepreneurship or real estate studies and stuff like that, or engineering. But it's going to also have that small school feel where not only are you going to have the opportunities to engage with all of these cool areas, it's also going to feel very personal, where you're going to have like that. You're going to still be in the small classroom environment where professors know your name, and you'll recognize folks as you go from place to place. So for students who are trying to balance that big school desire that they want, but also that small school desire, our size of 6,000 undergraduate students and 10,000 total really tends to complement that very well.
Thank you everyone for those pieces of interesting information. We have come to the end of our programming, so I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. And as I mentioned earlier, the session was recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/Ohio. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.